Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. The Tomb King Sentinels stand tall and resolute as they await for their opponent's approach. We have Tomb Kings versus Greenskins today. Strelok will be on the Tomb Kings, and we have F&G on the Greenskins. Now, for this little approach of the enemy, the Greenskins are going to be taking a little bit of an offhand approach as they'll be coming in from the rear today. We have Night Goblin Squig Hoppers, Forest Goblin Spider Riders in the tree line. The entire army right now is either stalked or they're hiding in trees. We have Nasty Skulkers, Night Goblin Fanatics for that front line with the 8 Peak Loonies as well. So Nasty Skulkers do have their Smoke Bomb. They have Armor Piercing as well to kind of help with the constructs. And then we have Night Goblin Archers in the rear with the Rusty Arrows to have even more armor sundering values. And for the Lords and Heroes, we have a Night Goblin Warboss going to be vanguarded in the rear, bring in Fermented Fungi, as well as the Boss's Loons, giving a nice little extra loon and just kind of help clearing out all of the chaff units. We have Tormentor Sword as well, so a nice little snare. Any lord that has that Tormentor Sword is often giving a little bit of a bump up in the rankings. However, with the Greenskins lords, that is often kind of overlooked considering how good their lords are, and they'd have good control otherwise. We have a Night Goblin Shaman as well, going to be bringing, it looks like, Itchy Nuisance as well as Sneaky Stabbin, and he does have the Mad Cup Mushroom as well. And then on the far flank, we do have some more Night Goblin Squig Hoppers, a couple of those, and one more Forest Goblin Spider Riders. And all the Night Goblin Squig Hoppers do have poison themselves and bonus for infantry and armor piercing, so the armor piercing will help with the constructs. And now we go back to the Tomb Kings, as they, still unaware of the approach. Arkan is kind of running forward here, looking for the army that he is not going to be finding. And we do have a bunch of Skeleton Spearmen, a couple of Tomb Guard as well. Ushapti Great Bows in the front, looking for that approaching army, and a couple of Tomb Scorpions as well, with a Casket in the center ranks. And then we also have some Sepulchral Stalkers on the flanks. They themselves are stalked and hidden. But otherwise, it's a pretty good Tomb King build in general. Casket, double Ushapti Great Bows, the 2 Tomb Scorpions with their Terror at a very nice price, and bonus versus infantry, armor piercing, very good unit overall. And Arkan himself is very strong, and he is going to be bringing, he has Spirit Leech, Soul Blight, the Purple Sun, as well as the Liber Mortis, the Staff of Nagash, and the Tomb Blade of Arkan. So pretty standard stuff, and he will be on horseback. But now as the goblins emerge from the tree line, let's get this show on the road, as the Tomb Kings still unaware that the army is directly behind them. But now that the Nasty Skulkers are going to come out of hiding from their stock, and now the Tomb Kings going to respond to this, as the Skeleton Spearmen do flip their pointy spears the other way and take that charge head on. The Casket does open up, getting a nice little shot into the Nasty Skulkers, but all of the Night Goblin Archers going to be just teeing up on that Casket of Souls, doing a ton of damage as well. Itchy Nuisance goes down, reducing base weapon damage and melee attack. The 8 Peak Loonies do get caught out by those Spearmen, as they were trying to get directly on to that Casket and shut it down very early on. Night Goblin Warboss also does dive into the fight, and the Ushapti Greatbow now turn around and begin firing away. But Arkan is going to be back in the fight once again. But here come the Fanatics, going to go right on down the line, chewing through those Skeleton Spearmen, doing a ton of damage, disintegrating them right off the bat, and doing a ton of damage early on to that front line. Though there is a summon of Skeleton Warriors from Arkan, and the Liber Mortis also does go down, giving a little bit of extra resistance to that. But that shot going right into their own summon. But those 8 Peak Loonies have taken a nice bit of damage so far, so that might be their only Fanatics cast of the match. But this is going to be a quick one nonetheless, as all of the Durkit Squigs coming in as well, really cleaning up things very, very fast. It is the Tomb Guard that is left on this flank, though, that will be able to hold quite a bit better. but all of the nasty skulkers and the squig combination with the Force Goblin Spider Rider, so all of the Sepulchral Stalkers getting poisoned, beaten down by a ton of armor-piercing values, and you can just see that their health bar was not very happy with that. A little Purple Sun going to go right on through, surrounding these Night Goblin Squig Hoppers that had gotten on the Casket of Souls, so doing a nice bit of damage there, but the Casket of Souls is on critical low, might get another shot or two off. It is crumbling right now. It is only down to 170 HP left, and that is going to be only a matter of time. The Ushabti Summon does go down in the rear, though, going to be shutting down the Rusty Arrows, at least for now. And another Fanatics does go right on through the Tomb Guard, doing a ton of damage there, as they are getting very low, just as the Wah does go off. And I think this match is already in the books, as we have the Night Goblin Squig Hoppers surrounding that Tomb Scorpion and are going to be able to whittle that thing down very, very quickly. The rest of the units do collapse upon the Ushabti Great Bolt. Libra Mortis does go down, catching both the Tomb Scorpion and the Ushabti Great Bows, so the Tomb Kings will not go down without a fight, but it is a losing fight nonetheless, as it is only down to really the big constructs. The Tomb Guard are getting very low themselves, as a Smoke Bomb does go off from the Nasty Skulkers, slowing down these Tomb Kings and the Tomb Scorpion as well. And really it is only this one Tomb Scorpion and Archon who are sitting pretty on HP. Otherwise everything else is getting very, very low. Tomb Guard are about to get collapsed upon by the rest of the forces. Another Fanatics goes off. I think this one is from the Night Goblin War Boss himself. The boss's loons going to be taking them down, crumbling down very low. The other Tomb Scorpion does finally disintegrate, and it is now down just to one unit of Tomb Guard, a Tomb Scorpion, and Archon himself. And I think there really isn't anything left for the Tomb Kings to be able to do, but they will fight to the bitter end. Tomb Scorpion trying to take as many down with it as it can, as the Tomb Guard finally do disintegrate, and it is now just, there is a couple of Tomb Guard left here, but they have been left to slowly crumble away as the Night Goblin Fanatics do look to be collapsing in upon the Tomb Scorpion, as they are going to be getting a nice little surround. Night Goblin Squig Hoppers, all the other units are going to be coming on in, surrounding it, and there's just a ton of units in reserve here. Fermented Fungi goes down, going to be giving it minus 24 melee defense. Doesn't rampage right off the bat, but as soon as that one volley does, it does get below that threshold, does rampage it. Not that that's going to matter at this point. It's only a formality here, as the Tomb Scorpion will continue fighting its way through, but all of these armor-piercing squigs just going to be continually just breaking it down so very, very quickly. And Archon isn't in much of a better position, as he just is getting shot to pieces. And it looks like army losses are just on the verge. Tomb Scorpion goes down. A summon of Skeleton Warriors does go down on top of all these units, trying to fight to the bitter end, but that is army losses. Disintegration takes in, and the Tomb Kings will be no more. So very quick fight nonetheless, but that is going to be all she wrote. So let's take a quick little look at the after battle report. Now we know that like the Casket, the Great Bows, and the Sepulchral Stalkers are probably not going to have a whole lot of good value on the Tomb King side. The Casket of Souls only got a few volleys in, not really doing all too hot. Sepulchral Stalkers also got collapsed upon a bunch of armor-piercing units and was able to take those down very, very quickly, and the Ushabti just did not have any time to fire away their shots. Otherwise, I did like the Tomb King build. I think it kind of comes down to a little bit of map awareness, which map you're on, and the Sepulchral Stalkers, I believe, have Vanguard. I should know that, but being able to see what the Vanguard zones are in a fight is kind of helpful to know, like, and especially against factions that can full Vanguard, so Greenskins, Skaven, something like that, that have those units that can do that. It's something that you just need to look for, and if you don't see the enemy in front of you, there's a good chance that that enemy is going to be behind you. Rest of the forces, though, Archon did do pretty well himself, got 1,800 in value. Purple Sun actually did quite a bit of good work against some of those Squig Hoppers there. And then otherwise, the front line just didn't have enough time to even do anything. They just got beaten down so quickly. The Loons did a ton of damage. It wasn't just the Vanguard that did it, all of the Loons. So we have 3 fanatics in the front line, so all of those units, even the AP Loonies did get 125 kills, but they didn't get really that much value. But the fanatics just cleared out all of that chaff infantry, so once all the skeleton spearmen were gone very quickly, they didn't really have much to worry about it. And even the Night Goblin War Boss having its own fanatics, that's a total of 4 units that have fanatics on the field, which can do a ton of work very, very quickly. And it was just the regular Night Goblin archers, so they didn't have any fanatics themselves, but they got some very good value themselves, able to really kind of just chunk through all of that HP that the Tomb King constructs do have, and the Squig Hoppers able to get a nice bit of quick damage themselves. Nasty Skulkers, usually you don't see them too often. They're not really the most common pick. They do have a nice little smoke bomb. On paper, they seem like they'd be pretty good, but usually, yeah, they just die pretty quickly since they are just goblins after all. But otherwise, yeah, it was a very interesting tactic for the Greenskins there. And, I mean, the only thing that the Tomb Kings really could have done was realized right away that, hey, the armory's not in front of us, so maybe we should look behind us. Because otherwise I do like the Tomb King build. It's pretty good overall. I mean, maybe the 2 Ushabti with the caskets too much, maybe drop one or the other, or maybe a little less, maybe it's just a little too many range or money into the range units, but otherwise I think it's a pretty decent build, and just got caught off guard. But that's going to be pretty much how it goes sometimes. Sometimes you think you have all the tools for the job, and then all of a sudden, there's a little curveball thrown into the mix, and even the best build in the world will fall victim to that from time and time. But that's going to be all I have for you today. I do hope you enjoyed the video, and as always, have a good one.